What we believe matters. In fact, it is a matter of life and death, as the horrifying terror of ISIS proves. Now, let's be clear. That is a religious group. They are not terrorists seeking religious justification. They are people acting scrupulously according to the very precise prescriptions of faith in the worst literal reading of their religion possible. And they are willing to use any means to enforce it. Now, George's rule number 1 of interfaith relations: never judge another person's religion by its worst adherents. You don't want yourself to be so judged. But imagine that your neighbor who calls himself a Christian decides that he's going to live the book of Leviticus in absolute precision and do so with an AK-47 in his hands because he doesn't want to just do that, he wants you to as well. That's the level of intensity of this abuse. And it appalls most Muslims too. But let's realize that they have a vision of the end times that undergirds all of this. ISIS actually believes that they, by their violence, are agents of God bringing about the last war for the world. And in doing so, what they expect is that they will provoke us to come against them, at which point Jesus will return to save them. You heard me right. Jesus will return to save them. Jesus will judge the godly and the wicked. The godly will be them and the wicked will be us. Jesus will declare that Muhammad is the last true prophet, and then he will establish a kingdom forever of pure and perfect Islam as they have preached. That is their vision, and it is not shared by most Muslims. You see, the fundamental problem with them is the same as the problem with any fundamentalist or any fundamentalism. And it's simply this: they draw the line between good and evil, between themselves and others, when in truth the line between good and evil is drawn down the center of every human heart. This enables them to demonize others and take up the sword against them, instead of confessing their own sin and seeing how we are all in need of God's grace. This is why our Christian Lenten practice of introspection and confession of sin is so important in maintaining the right understanding of our own faith. We know that we are sinners too, and we need to learn the humility of Jesus, who did not claim his own innocence, but joined the guilty, taking it upon himself. And in this season, we fast and we feast. We fast from dependence upon ourselves, and we feast on dependence upon God. We fast from self-interest, and we feast on self-giving. We fast from hate, and we feast on love.